Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today. How do I know if I live in Expat Alley in the Philippines? Let's have that discussion. I want to give a shout out to Harry Shoulders. He posed a question on my last live stream. He said, "Is Tacloban City Lady Expat Alley?" I immediately said, yeah. But a couple of guys on the live stream said, no, it's not Expat Alley. So I want to talk about what Expat Alley is and what it isn't. What constitutes Expat Alley? There's some designations. If the city doesn't have these things that I'm going to talk about, then it's not Expat Alley. It's really that simple, in my opinion. No matter how many expats live there. The first thing, before you could ever call it Expat Alley, it has to have an immigration office. Why would it be an Expat Alley without an immigration office? If your city does not have an immigration office, then it's not Expat Alley. That designates it. That's the number one reason that it's Expat Alley. It's there to serve the expats and the foreigners and the tourists and everything like that. So that's the number one thing, ladies and gentlemen. The number two thing, if your city doesn't have an airport, it's not Expat Alley. Once you fly into the Philippines, if you can't fly into the city that you're living in now, it's not Expat Alley. See, San Carlos City, as nice of a city as it is, as clean as it is, as safe as it is, it's not Expat Alley. It's not a place where expats live and thrive in abundance. So those first two things, immigration, airport. If it doesn't have the foreign food brands or franchises, it's not Expat Alley. I'm sorry. That's the reason why expats flock to that city. Expat Alley is a place where I would suggest new guys who've never been to the Philippines before come to live for a little while, 1 or 2 years, to get your feet wet, learn the culture, see how things move here in the Philippines. But if it doesn't have TGI Fridays, if it doesn't have Texas Roadhouse, Pizza Hut, what else do we, any type of real Mexican foods, the food designates it as an Expat Alley. Somewhere where expats are comfortable. They're not giving up a whole lot by living there. But it's, you know what I'm talking about, Chili's. We ate at Chili's the other night at SM Mall in Cebu, and it was delicious. They had the best burger that I've ever had in the Philippines. I had given that title to Texas Roadhouse in Ayala Mall, but no. Go to Chili's and get that classic burger with cheese. Thank me now. So it has to have the food there. Our expats aren't going to flock there. They're certainly not going to stay there. The next thing it has to have, which goes along with the foods, is basically where these food places are located, are the big malls. If there's no SM, if there's no Ayala, if there's no Robinson, you can't call it Expat Alley, guys. I'm sorry. Even some big Gaisano malls, but Gaisano malls is like a local mall. It really doesn't have all the big brands. It usually has the local brands because San Carlos City has a Gaisano, and you'll notice that it's not as international as the other malls that I mentioned. SM, it's gotta have an SM, man. Tacloban has an SM. Tacloban has everything that I've talked about so far. That's why I know for a fact it's Expat Alley, even though it may not be popular. Butuan is not popular, but it's Expat Alley because you can fly into Butuan. Butuan has SM. May even have a Robinson. It's been so long since I've been there. Certainly has an immigration office. It has all of that, guys. It has the food that we like. But it has to have the big malls, the movie theaters, and all of that. And of course, last and certainly not least, because there's a few other things that I could talk about, but I don't want to hold you too long. It has to have expats. You have to be stumbling over expats every 5 minutes, or you can't consider it Expat Alley. It has to have the bars where these are our impromptu meeting places, the bars and the restaurants. But it has to have expats. Doesn't matter whether you hang out with them or not, but you have to see them on a regular basis. See, I don't see expats on a regular basis in San Carlos City. If I go to Save More, which is the grocery store there, which is another thing it has to have. But it's going to have grocery stores if it has the big malls. But that's where I see the expats whenever I see them in San Carlos City. So if you ever confused about, well, what constitutes Expat Alley? What designates a city as an Expat Alley? It's those things that I talk about. Number one, it has to have an immigration office. Why would you even call it Expat Alley? That's there to serve the expat community. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever visa you're here on, whatever visa you're trying to apply for, it has to have that. It has to have the airport. You have to be able to fly into that place. See, there's a lot of places that want to consider themselves Expat Alley. They're not Expat Alley. I don't care how modern it is. If you're missing any of these things, it's not Expat Alley. Certainly an airport has to have the food that we like. I just got finished eating a nice burger from Abaca Bake Shop. It has to have those type of restaurants. The big malls have to be there, guys. The international malls. If I want to go get a pair of Hoka, real Hoka shoes. If I want to go get Gillette razors with the gel shaving cream, it has to be at the big malls, because most of the big malls are going to have the things that Gaisano and these other little places aren't going to have. The Western brands. And of course, it's got to have expats. We got to be stumbling over each other. There's got to be an argument every now and then, a wedding. You got to see expats on a regular basis, not just every blue moon like I do. So if you go to Bacolod, they've got all that. Ilo's got all of that. Zamboanga City, despite what you hear about Zamboanga City, it's Expat Alley. Davao, General Santos, they have everything I'm telling you that they have. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. Cagayan de Oro. Yeah, these are Expat Alley, guys. It's very important that you know that. So if you ever confused about, well, should I move there? Because I'm against getting off the plane going straight to the province. You can do it. It's not impossible. But man, it's a culture shock. There's levels to the Philippines, man, okay? Don't say I didn't tell you. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find in your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe. Remember, Israel has bombed Iran. Iran is seeking revenge. They're going to retaliate. They know that the United States is backing Israel. Guys, it's going to affect expats all around the world. We're easy targets. We're soft targets. I was going to talk about it on my live stream. I'm not going to do it. Okay, remember, it's really rule number one, but I wasn't going to talk about the war. I was going to talk about what we can do to stay safe, how it's going to affect your movement. Because they're going to wake up some sleeping giants around the world. Okay, when you start a war like that, and certainly when you have the aggressor and the victim, guys, it's going to be trouble. So just keep your head on a swivel, guys. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble, man. I'll see y'all next time. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get off that plane and go straight to the province. Don't say I didn't warn you. People have tried it. Some people succeed. I would say 1 out of 100 are going to succeed. Seek out an expat alley. Seek out other expats who can give you the information you need to get off to a good start or to have a great vacation here. I'll see y'all next time.